Good afternoon, everyone from South Africa. I want to say thank you for those who are praying for me. This week was an extremely hot week. You could hardly move or do anything, so hot it is. Yeah, it was very difficult to keep cool, and today I asked the Lord for a much cooler day, and He answered that prayer. Thank you for those who prayed for me. I'm much better. Just a short testimony. The medical aid approved that medication. However, I need to pay in 1,000 rand. Okay, that's a little bit more in our money. But as I was in a pharmacy, just in the pharmacy, a brother sent something to me, and at the same time a phone beeped, and the money was right there in the account. And I just thank the Lord for that. I give Him praise and I give Him glory for that. Thank you for those who pray. Keep your focus and eyes on Jesus. Jesus is coming, but the time is not yet. Many are looking every day for the rapture, but the time is not yet. YESHUA will come at His appointed time. Okay? Bless you, each and every one. Please watch this video. Do not switch it off. It's a very important video. I did touch on the subject already in previous videos, but just actually changing the subject for that matter. And I'm going a little bit in more detail in this video. In a previous video with Biden coming into the presidency, the 46th presidency, is just a shadow of Barack Obama, if you to put it like that. Yeah, and he is not the seventh king or the eighth king. The time is short. There will not be another 4 years. I promise you that. Not this time around. There's not another 4 years around. Yeah, and there we established with Biden and that video, we established that he is not the seventh or the eighth king. And there, in that video, we came to the conclusion who is the seventh and the eighth king, which is seventh king is Donald Trump, and the eighth king is Barack Obama. And today we're going to discuss this a little bit further. In Daniel 2, verse 41 to verse 43. Yeah. So sit back and enjoy the show. So the two short space, the seventh and the eighth kingdoms, the new world order and the Antichrist government. No one else is talking about it. All watchmen just believe in one single Antichrist, but there's actually two. Not Antichrist, I call him the false Messiah. They're the same two people, the seventh king and the eighth king. I'm telling you, that is true. And Daniel also described them as well. So don't switch all the video for that matter. And then in the second video, we discussed Trump as the suffering Messiah, Ben Joseph. So do watch that. If you missed it, watch that video as well. Yes. Yeah, the two short space and the seventh king, the new world order and the Antichrist. Yeah. So there were 7 kings. 5 has been fallen. 8 kings. The Bible is talking about 8 kings. 5 has been fallen. And the previous 5 that was fallen, of course, was Egypt, Assyria, and then it was Babylon, and the breast or silver, that was Persia. The gold, of course, is Babylon. The thighs of brass was Greece, and the legs of iron is Rome. And the feet, of course, is the iron and the clay. It's the European Union and the Mid-Eastern Union. And here we see the seventh kingdom, the European Union. These are all the nations in it. And let me say again, it is not, the seventh and the eighth kingdom is not the revived Roman empires, as we learn from many scholars like Perry Stone, Tamla Hayes, and etc., and so many others. You have to unlearn these stuff and look at today's where we are now. What's the history? What's the news? And read the Bible in line with prophecy as they unfold. And this is the European Union that's actually been prepared by Macron for the seventh king at the present moment. If you see Brexit, they're temporarily out, but they are part. They are part of the European Union when that day arrive. So don't you worry about Brexit. That was just another distraction. I'm not going into the detail. I've got a video on that. And this is the eighth kingdom, the Mid-Eastern Union. And that is the flag, as you see. Donald Trump arranged the peace deals with the Abrahamic Accord, and these countries are coming in, and you ask, is Iran part of it? Yes, Iran will be taken out in the coming Third World War, and that of course happened just after the rapture. Yes, yeah. And I'll include my video of the 10 kings. Netanyahu will be king over this area here, and later the eighth king will, the kingdom. We're talking there are 10 kings. They are under the rule of the seventh and the eighth king. I hope you understand it, or call it two beasts. So Netanyahu, he will be the king over this area here, and then the last 3.5 years, then it will be taken over by the eighth king, Barack Obama, and he will sit in the temple of Jerusalem. The two short space, the seventh and the eighth kingdoms, the New World Order, and the Antichrist governments. Please note that the seventh and the eighth empires will not be the revived empire. I already mentioned that. The two space kingdoms, the feet and the toes of Daniel 2, should be matched with Revelation 7, 10, 11, Revelation 13, Revelation 13, 11, Daniel 7, Daniel 8, and Daniel 9. Let us go to that right now. And let's not, so let us start with the first one. That of course is Daniel 2. So here we are, Daniel 2. Let's read Daniel 2. And where is thou sawest, and this is what we are dealing with, the toes and the feet today. And where is thou sawest the feet and the toes, part of the potter's clay, and part of iron, and the kingdom shall be divided. But there shall be in it all the strength of the iron, for as much as I saw the iron mixed with miry clay. Daniel 2:42, and as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be part strong and partly broken. And if you really wonder what is happening here, potter's clay. Potter's clay, you know, Jesus, when we go to Jeremiah 18, we find that Father God is the potter, and we are the clay. Clay is flesh, and they are part of iron, and the kingdom shall be divided. Now, what is this part of the kingdom? Some put it as to communist countries, and they do not mix with the miry clay. Put it to you as per se what it really is. And the toes and the feet were part iron and partly cane, and the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. This answer you the answer for it, you know. And where is thy source iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave to one another, as iron not mixed with clay. Satan will be cast down to the earth, people, and their powers Satan's powers, especially the principalities, Abaddon, Apollyon, and the beast, they will possess these people. And they are not normal people. Spanish lady, and I conclude this video for you. She had a vision of Jesus, and I believe this vision. She said, YESHUA told her that Putin, Barack Obama, the Queen, the Chinese President, Donald Trump, Barack Obama, these people are not normal people. That is her words, people. And I know you get mad with it, but have an open mind to these people. America received a champion. The socialists, you could see it right through his toes. We as Christians were completely in union when Barack Obama was in power. But when Donald Trump came in power, it was out with the end times, not a worry anymore. Only Jesus can make America great again. You have to have your focus upon Jesus and not upon man, people. And that is my message to you. And this is what the word says here. Do not be mad and upset with me. The kingdoms of this world belongs to Satan. They do belong to Satan. And whereas I saw iron mixed with mighty clay, they shall mix themselves with the seed of man. And that is truth. But they shall not cleave to one another. And that's what it says. Even as iron is not mixed with clay. It's not the same situation as it was in the days of Noah, where the giants enter into the daughters of man. Yeah. So these people are not normal people. So let's continue with Revelation 17. And this is what you need. We need to, as the word says, in what's his name, I got it here, the two space kingdoms, the feet and the toes of Daniel should be matched with Revelation 17, 10, 12, and I gave you some scriptures there already. And we are right now in with Revelation 17:10. And there are 7 kings. 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is not yet come. And where he cometh, he must continue a short space. And we've seen it, and I did it in a previous video. There, he had these 4 years, that was a short space. You didn't have 2 terms, as many prophesied. And please do not take notice of Trey Smith. He is a government agency. I went on there, although I subscribed to him, I could not comment there at all. I'm serious, people. I'm serious. Don't get confused with the prophecy of the two presidents. Yeah. God is not the author of confusion, people. Fix your eyes on Jesus and not on man. I have a picture of the 5 kings who failed to part the land of Israel, which would fulfill 1 Thessalonians 5:3 and Joel 3:2. Yeah, so it started from 1948 onwards. It was Carter was the first president or king, but you can either call it president or there are kings in any case. He was the first king to the president to try to depart the land. The others all failed right up to Bush, and the 6 continue. And I promise you that Biden is not going to touch on that matter, because actually the coming 8th king, which was a 6th king, he is overseeing Biden at present moment. And he is going to have an office of president. That is what he says. He said he's coming back in another form. So hold your breath, people. He is the coming false prophet. He will rule the first 3.5 years, the seventh king, as I told you. He will become the new world order leader after the 99 points of light. He pretended not to know anything about it, but he is the one who will carry the torch on that. And then afterward, he is of the seventh, as I showed you. He is of the New World Order. Yeah, he is of the New World Order. The coming Antichrist, he will rule the last 3.5 years, the eighth king, and he will set in this old temple. And we're coming to that. I can just show you this picture as well here. Donald Trump, of all the presidents, he is more stouter and he's more bigger than any of his counterparts and even the former presidents. Yeah. And before we go there, let's first read Revelation 13, verse 1. And I stood upon a sand. This is the first beast. The seventh, this is the eighth king, which is Barack Obama. He stood upon the sand of the sea and saw beasts rise up out of the sea. Yes, it's a system, but it's two kings that handle the system. Okay? Yeah, so that's the first beast, and the second beast is the seventh. He will rule first. And Revelation 13, behold, another beast. This is the seventh king, people. Yeah, and he exercises all the power of the first beast. In other words, he is the spokesman for the first beast. He will set the peace treaty. He will set the peace treaty on behalf of the first beast. Yeah, and that is true. Yeah, and later on, that very he comes in on the second. That's the Revelation 5. And this is the first beast after the rule of Donald Trump, Revelation 13:5. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemy. He get his full power only in the last 3.5 hours. He is of the seventh. He is of the New World Order. Yeah, he will sit in Brussels. I'll do that another study of the New World Order for you. And the power was given unto him to continue. That's what it says. To continue for another 42 months. So he is the first, this is the second half, of course. And Donald Trump is the first half. He will set the pace, the mark of the beast, on behalf of the first beast. I hope that is clear. And let us go on to Daniel 7. Daniel 7, if you look at Daniel 7, I told you I'm going to read the scriptures for you. I considered the horns, and behold, there come up another little horn. There's two little horns, people, not two, not just one. There are two false messiahs. Yeah, the Pope is not the false prophet. You have to study what the Jews believe. And right now, the Jewish Messiah is suffering. He is really suffering. He's been impeached twice. And he came scot-free of it. He always had the victory. It's like that schoolboys are singing. He is like the Lion of Judah. He triumphed over everything. And that is why they like him so much. Yeah, and it says, behold, this horn with eyes like the eyes of man, and a mouth speaking great things. Wow, he's speaking great things, making America great again. And let's look at that verse that I showed you just now. Revelation, not Daniel 7:20. And the 10 horns, which that 10 horns is the 10 kings that found power with 1 hour with the beast. That's Revelation 17 verse 12. Yeah, they came out before whom 3 fell, and that horn that had eyes and a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout. Whose looks was more stout than his fellow. His fellow. Remember, there are 7 horns that Satan is only going to use in his administration, like the G7. He's not going to meet with the full 10 kings, because the others are like in the mid-American one, that is just, there's smaller guys. So some will be left out. Okay? Yeah. And it says here, Daniel 7:21, and I beheld, and the same one made war with the saints and prevailed against them. That is the 7th king, people. It is the 7th king. It's been established. He is the 7th king. You cannot come away with that. The tribulation is 7 years, people. It is 7 years. There's no doubt about it. Yeah. And then you go further to Revelation. Revelation 8. Let's look at Revelation 8, where it says here, and out of one, this is the 8th king, and out of one of them came forth a little horn. You know, where this little horn, this is of course Antiochus Epiphanes. And Barack Obama, he's 69 times removed from this person. And he will wax exceedingly great towards the south and towards the east and towards a pleasant land, which is Jerusalem, which is Israel. Yeah, yeah. So there's just more said about him in Daniel. And let's look in chapter 11. Daniel 11. Let's look at Daniel 8. Yeah, it says, and this is the 8th king that I'm talking about. Daniel 11, verse 36, and the king, the 8th king, and this king shall do according to his will, and he shall exalt himself and magnify himself about every god, and he shall speak marvelous things against the gods of gods, and shall prosper till the indignation be accomplished, for that is determined shall be done. And neither shall he have regard. Who is this? The God of his fathers, nor the desire of woman. Yeah. He, of course, America, he got the world state declared the world 51 states of America as legal right to the LGB. Yeah, yeah. And that's when America, that was 4 or 5 years ago, in America's slide began. Yeah, and that is truth. That is what it says. And of course, even Africa want to do the same. We even see Biden want to force Nigeria to become an LGBT country. And I tell you, the Africans are not for this kind of behavior, people. So you will quite see that they will not cleave to one another for that matter. And that's what Daniel said. To conclude today's teaching, Daniel 2:31 to 43, we discussed. And this is, I'm just giving you a summary of that. And the kings are world powers through history. At present, there are 6 world powers. These are in chronological order: Egypt, Assyria, Babylon, Media, Persia, and Rome. And the 7th kingdom will be the new world order, which is prepared in the European Union. And follow after that, which is short space. The tribulation is 7 years, people. Yeah, and it starts right after the bride is, the stranger is gone, the bride is gone, and then that's when it starts. Yeah, at God's appointed time. Okay, so please do subscribe, people. Share this video, and yeah, I love you all, and be blessed. And I thank you so much for the prayer and etc. Be blessed.